Now we're going to write the resultsbyname.php script, and that's going to handle the search function itself. Let's open up a new text file, and first of all let's simply write a couple of lines of PHP that make sure that the variable is being passed that we think it is from the last page. Let's just try and echo that variable to the browser. If we take a look back at our HTML page here, we'll see that when this form is executed, it's this input that sends data to the PHP script, and the name of the variable is name. So if you pop back to our PHP script and try to echo name, then we'll be able to test to see that the HTML file is acting the way we expect it to. So let's call that resultsbyname.php, and let's try to run that script now from here. So if we type in some data here and hit the submit button, as we can see, the data that we entered was successfully echoed to the browser by the PHP script. Well, that's all very well, but it's not doing what we wanted to do yet. Let's take that out and we'll create this script. Now this script is going to be embedded within HTML. And we're going to make this look quite similar to the last page. Need to put a heading there and a line break, and now we're going to start the PHP that's going to be embedded within this page. This is going to work in a very similar way to the example in the last chapter. We're going to connect using the MySQL connect function, and then we're going to select the database using the MySQL select DB function, and then we're going to define our query. Now this is going to be a little different because doing something rather more complex than simply getting all the records from shops, which is what we were doing in the last chapter. Well, for a start, let's limit the fields that we're taking back from shops. So instead of selecting star from shops, let's say we select only certain fields. In this case, shop's name and the phone and their email address and the website, just enough for the user to be able to contact whatever shops they get as their search results. Now our query is starting to go over the extent of the line that we can see in our text editor. So let's simply pop that onto the next line with an indent. As I explained earlier, PHP will treat this as all one line because there's no semicolon right here. Until it hits a semicolon, it treats everything as just one line. So after that part of the SQL string, we're going to specify which records it's going to return. The way we do that is we're going to specify that it's going to return only records where the name field is like this pattern, and this pattern is going to be our name variable. These quotes look a little tangled because we need to use quotes within the SQL string, but we need to use the kind of quotes that PHP won't interpret as the closing of its own string. So we use single quotes, just so the two technologies don't get mixed up. And we need to close the string so that we can put in the variable name, so that this little bit of text that I've highlighted here is interpreted as the value of the variable name rather than just as $name, which wouldn't be very useful.